1. A black and white photograph of a massive B-36 Peacemaker battling a violent winter storm at night. Its engines glowing faintly as sheets of ice coat the wings. The camera angle low and dramatic as if shot from a chase plane. 2. Close-up of Captain Harold Barry in the cockpit. Sweat on his brow despite the freezing air. Instrument lights illuminating. His tense expression as the aircraft violently vibrates. 3. Radio operator leaning over a crackling set, headset half-slipped, trying to stabilize a failing signal while loose maps flutter from the turbulence. 4. Wide interior shot of the B-36 bomb bay. The Mark IV casing strapped down with thick metal braces. Steam breath visible from crew members inspecting it with flashlights. 5. Flight engineer bracing himself on a rattling bulkhead as warning. Lights flash across his control panel. Smoke or frost drifting in the background. 6. External shot of wing engines coughing smoke as the Peacemaker dips low over storm-soaked clouds. Propellers blurred in motion. 7. Crew members exchanging grim glances in the dim red cabin light. Their parachutes half buckled. Jackets whipping in the gusts from a leaking hatch. 8. Navigator with compass and chart illuminated by a single overhead lamp. His pencil trembling above coordinates marked in haste. 9. Aerial view from below of the B-36 limping through. A break in the clouds. Lightning flashing behind it, casting the silhouette of its massive wingspan. 10. Mechanics struggling to secure loose equipment as a sudden jolt throws tools across the compartment, caught mid-motion in stark, high-contrast lighting. 11. Bombardier staring at the Mark IV casing from a distance, shadows slicing across the metallic shell like a silent threat. 12. An ultra-close shot of frost forming on engine intakes, ice crystals sparkling under moonlight. 13. The captain's hand gripping the control yoke, veins visible, vibrating from the failing engines. 14. Panorama from inside the cockpit showing a storm wall ahead, snow and darkness swallowing the horizon. 15. Crewman pulling open an emergency equipment locker as alarms flicker across the ceiling. 16. The Peacemaker seen from the ocean surface perspective, a colossal silhouette struggling above violent waves. 17. High angle photo inside the fuselage showing men preparing for bailout, parachute stacked, hands shaking slightly. 18. Radio operator shouting into the headset while clutching his seat as turbulence slams the aircraft downward. 19. A dramatic photograph of the bomb bay doors partially opening, icy wind roaring through the compartment. 20. Crew silhouetted against the open hatch, one man glancing back toward the cockpit with conflicted eyes. 21. The Mark IV bomb in dramatic half-shadow, straps straining as the aircraft tilts sharply. 22. B-36 flying low over remote mountainous coastline in a breaking storm, sun slicing through clouds like spotlights. 23. The captain issuing bailout orders, his expression resolute, jaw set in grim stillness. 24. Close-up of rain and snow streaking across the cockpit glass, rivulets bending with the wind. 25. Navigator securing classified documents into a metal case, hands hurried and tense. 26. Crewman clipping his parachute harness with trembling fingers, breath fogging in the cold air. 27. A wide, grainy shot of the aircraft's belly as the bomb release mechanism is engaged. 28. The bomb tumbling into the night through a funnel of storm clouds, captured from directly above. 29. B-36 banking sharply after release, engines straining as it tries to gain altitude. 30. The crew bailing out one by one into the dark void, silhouettes against moonlit cloud breaks. 31. A man falling through the air, parachute mid-deployment, storm lighting behind him like battlefield flash. 32. An empty interior of the Peacemaker after crew bailout, cables swinging, lights flickering. 33. The aircraft plunging downward toward remote wilderness, captured from a distant telephoto angle. 34. Bomb hitting the ocean surface with a faint splash, the impact framed by storm-whipped waves. 35. Coast Guard rescue boats searching treacherous waters, spotlights slicing across rain-soaked darkness. 36. 2 survivors huddled in a life raft. Exhausted, waves crashing over the sides. 37. Wreckage from the B-36 washed onto a rocky shoreline. Metal twisted, engines half submerged. 38. Military investigators. Examining debris with clipboards and flashlights at dawn. Fog rolling over the beach. 39. Soldiers hauling engine fragments from the surf. Ropes straining under the weight. 40. Close-up of a waterlogged oxygen mask. Hanging from driftwood like a ghost of the flight. 41. An officer studying a classified map of the crash area. Cigar smoke drifting upward in a dim operations tent. 42. Aerial reconnaissance shot of search planes. Sweeping grid patterns across endless ocean. 43. Frogman divers preparing to enter freezing water. Tanks steaming in the cold morning air. 44. Underwater shot of murky ocean depths with divers. Flashlights cutting through darkness, searching for the bomb. 45. Helicopter hovering low over dense Canadian forest. Road awash flattening the treetops as search teams look down. 46. Soldiers trekking through snow-covered wilderness carrying Geiger counters and metal detectors. 47. A lonely sign marking a restricted search zone. Barbed wire stretching across a silent landscape. 48. Intelligence officers gathered around a table of aerial photos. Faces illuminated by a single lamp. 49. The Mark IV bomb's last known coordinates pinned on a wall-size map. Red string connecting search zones. 50. Final bleak photograph. Undisturbed coastline and ocean swells. Empty and silent, its caption reading, "The bomb was never found."